Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. I've got some more World of Tanks for you again. This time I've decided to have a bit of a look at the FCM 50t. I don't actually own the tank, so I can't really do any sort of a garage review on anything, but what I've done is I brought up the Hujima what do you call it, thingamajig in the tech tree, to have a look at it before we look at it in the game. Now, it's a tier 8 premium tank, and it's going to set you back 11,900 gold, which is a hell of a lot of money. To put it in perspective, you're talking about 35 to 40 quid. I think the package you can get at the minute is something like 45 quid or 49 quid. You can get yourself 12,500 gold. So you get yourself some gold left over to buy, say, a garage slot or whatever. But is it worth it? I mean, I've done a review on the T34, which I think is an absolute blinding tank. And to be honest with you, this thing's French. And I've got a bit of an aversion to things, all things French, because I'm British. I'm English. I don't discriminate against French people, but you know the stigma that comes with the French involves the Brits. But I just don't like their tanks. I don't like the way they play. It's just not for me. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this, I've got an absolute blinding replay to show you from a chappie that sent it in to me. I'll show you. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'll do it when it gets into the game. So just have a bit of a look at it. 1,500 hit points, 60 tons, well, 57 tons, 1,000 horsepower engine, 51 miles an hour, or 51 kph. This is a heavy tank, guys, that could do 51 kph with a traverse speed of 40 degrees a second. It's definitely French. This is the thing about French heavies. The armour's not great, 120 millimeters at the front, 80 at the sides, and 80 at the rear of the hull, and then 120 at the front, 80 at the side, 60 at the rear for the turret, which isn't great. Think about it, it's tier 8, could get in tier 10 games. Tier 10s laugh at this kind of armour. Turret traverse 36, that's a 40, that's let's just put this into perspective. Let me just go and have a bit of a look-see at my baby. Let's have a look at my baby. Where's my baby gone? Where's my Cromwell? Add the numbers up. 36 plus 40, in my book, 76. 36 plus 48. Okay. It's 8 degrees. A Cromwell is 8 degrees faster turning. Turret traverse. Sorry. What am I on about? 12 degrees faster at the turret, but slower on the hull. This thing's got the manoeuvrability of a medium tank. And then we take to the gun. It's a 90mm DCA 45. Christ knows what that means. But anyway, rate of fire is 8 rounds a minute. Right, that's not bad. 212mm of standard ammo. That's IS3 standard. BL9, I believe. I think the BL9 is very similar to that. Let's just have a look at the BL9 on the IS3. Oh no, slightly higher on the BL9. Yeah, I thought it was 200 and something ran a bell anyway. So it's reasonably good penetration. It fires APCR, 259 mils of penetration on the tip, but its alpha damage is medium. That's medium tank alpha damage. Tier 8 medium tank alpha damage 240. Reasonable accuracy, not that great an aiming time. Now, from the display I get from the game, this tank seems to play really well when played as a bulky heavy medium. Similar to, well, how I play a Patton. I think a Patton's quite a heavy medium. Or your Pershing, yeah, it's not particularly quick. Let's just compare the Pershing, for example, at tier 8. Where's the Pershing? Yeah, pretty much bang on. Yeah, same kind of, well, the armour's garbage on a Pershing, but this is going to be more heavily armoured because it's a heavy tank. But hull traverse is greater, turret traverse is the same. It's better than a Pershing. Yeah, I think this thing plays more like a heavy medium. But let's have a look at the game. Let's go and take a look at the game and I'll show you. Because the game is on El Halluf. Oh my god, please don't sigh. Quiet at the back. Okay, El Halluf, it's not a camping match, trust me. Check this out. Alright, the first thing I'm going to tell you before going to this replay, this is an old replay. It does work, I have watched it before. But it means that the graphics are going to be slightly cartoony. Lord Link, the man himself in his FCM 50t Camp Halluf. However, Mr. Lord Link does not want to play this game as a camping match. Lord Link wants to press the attack on the enemy. Now, he makes a classic thing at the start of the game, spams on the map and goes, right, you lot, shoot what I spot. Does that mean he's going to go scouting in a heavy tank? Can we do this? I wonder. Let's see. Yeah, you the intelligent ones amongst you probably already guessed it. He can. Check this out. And they're all asking him if he's Hun, which I believe is like Hungarian or something. I don't know. Pass. But anyway.
Time to roll out.
Onwards, men. Charge to victory. Now look at the acceleration. We're out accelerating the IS-3. Not a problem. He's up to 50 odd kph. He's going a bit off-roady, but you know, we can avoid that. We don't have to be great at driving. I'm hungry, make me a sandwich. Now, he goes, this is another reason why I want to show this map, this game. Very interesting with what he actually does here. He's basically bombed across the bottom of the map. Now, I see scouts do this occasionally, but not a frickin' heavy tank, and especially not a top-tier heavy tank. Now, one of the things that we always used to do when I was in the military was you always try and do the things that the enemy are going to expect the least. I would not, in the name of all that's green and holy, if I'm parked up here and here, expect at the start of the game to see a frickin' heavy tank. Anyway, he catches his KV-1S, spots him, puts some damage in. Now, the cartooniness of the graphics. Yeah, the graphics on the tanks are slightly cartoony, but we can cope with that. Yeah, gonna punish his tank destroyer. Ah, just hit his tracks. Never mind. Yeah, putting some effective damage. Now it's doing an average of 240, okay? But look at the reload. You know, you can't argue with that DPM. Yeah, DPM wins over alpha damage every single time. I don't know what the ammunition capacity is on this tank because unfortunately, because it's an older replay, it hasn't got the little ammo countery thingamajigs on there. Now this is an interesting thing. If you get here, you can put effective fire on the guys up at A3 before they get across to A2 and take that corner. Which tactically, for me, makes sense. Because if the heavy tanks get here and the enemy tanks can take that corner for those heavy tank players amongst you, they can take that corner, it becomes a real attritional corner fight. And it can take forever. With this amount of artillery as well, you do not, as a heavy tank, want to be sitting up there duking it out with other heavies. But what Lord Link's actually done here, they can't get across that gap because every time they do, he shoots them. And the IS-3 is then forced to take the top road and gets absolutely plastered for his troubles. So again, indirectly affecting the game. And then the slower heavies, you catch them before they even get there. And you're getting engine shots on them. I guarantee that guy's engine's knackered. He sat there like herp derp 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 derp. Yeah, the view range on this tank's really good as well. It's got a view range of like 400 meters. Beautiful. Shots into a KV-3. He's spreading the love, you know, he's spreading the love. He's shooting everybody he can see. He's concentrating on different tanks. As soon as they're out of view range, shoot the next guy. It's like a shooting gallery. And it's always nice when the guy you've set on fire hasn't actually got a fire extinguisher. And watch those credits and experience just roll in. And we'll shoot the other flank as well, because we're in the middle. You know what? Put some effective fire on the Hindenpanzer. Shoot him too. Not a problem. Again, constantly looking around now. Don't get me wrong, guys. If you get spotted on the way over, on the initial few minutes of the game, if they spot you do this, you're dead. Because they're definitely going to make efforts, especially if you're a top tier heavy, to root you out of this position. But I'm thinking from now on, personally, if I'm on this map and I'm in a fast tank that can do 50 kph like a Cromwell, this is exactly where I'm going to go. This is the other reason I wanted to show you this game, because the positioning. Look at the game. When you play El Halluf, 11 minutes into the game, 11 minutes left of the game, do you really expect to be this far into the enemy base? You know, and basically you can just pick and choose now. Now, this is a very good tactical thing that Lord Link does here. I think this is also enemy team awareness and map awareness. There's 3 pieces of enemy artillery. Okay, he spots this KV-1S who is blatantly AFK. Okay, he's been spotted. He takes one shot and drives on. How many people do you know would have stayed there and killed that KV-1S for the free XP? He doesn't do that because he knows if he does, he'll get leathered by the artillery. Goes around the corner. Oh, and he decides to pick on an AT-8. Now, I did a review on the AT-50 not long ago. Look at the size of that hatch on top of that AT-8. Yeah, that is the problem with the British TDs, guys. On that particular tank anyway, that is your weak point. Look how big it is. And all he's going to do is put shot after shot into that hatch. Yeah, he's tanking the tank destroyer perfectly. Yeah, keeping the guy side on, using the fact that he's heavier than him. He's bullying him with his 1,000 horsepower engine. And that's all she wrote. That 88 was stock anyway, bless him. He was doing his best, but to be honest, with that gun, you're not going to do a great deal. And then he's going to go back, and that T-29 in the north is going to die quite quickly. There's 3 artillery and a few tanks left. The Indian Panda's already said good job, and to be honest, it is. You know, they've absolutely rinsed. Pay close attention, though. This guy. Hellcat is still sat in base. You're going to get that wherever you go. You know, the Hellcat's a red player, bless him. He's not got the greatest efficiency, but, you know, and we spot the artillery. The gun will not one-shot a Hummel, so we fire and then we get behind cover. Wait for the reload and miss. Never mind. And let our enemy take him out. Now, me personally, you know, I'd rather get a full damage shot than kill a Hummel on 41 health. Because when you're in your premium tanks, you're in them to make money. You want to get your full health shots in. And move on. You know, let somebody else kill him. Because it just means you have to fire a shell at it. That shell probably costs more than the credits he's going to get from the damage. You know, which is bad economy in a premium tank. So you need to make these decisions as well if you're playing premiums. Now this AT-50 is screwed. I only think he's using the Type A barrel as well. I don't think he's actually fully upgraded. Yeah, that looks like the Type A. It might be the 17-pounder. But he's not fully upgraded. And if you get caught short in an AT-15, just to reinforce my review video, you're screwed. If they get around the back of you, you're screwed. Kill stolen by the M445 there. But that's a good thing. Again, thinking about the money. And put some shots into the Indian Panzer. Just shy of 6,000 damage. That's put us above 6,000. Also, another reason I wanted to share this game, it's given me another good location for if I ever play a scumbag. They're hunting down the last one. Usually they're found near the water, ready to drown themselves, because that's what artillery do. I've only done that once ever in my M103, but it was slightly by accident, but hey ho. Up here, I never really realised you could actually get up here, and it might be a good spot for an artillery piece. You've already got the elevation. You could quite easily hit A2 from here. Dependent on how the hill's structured and everything, I'd have to have a look at that. But this looks like a pretty good spot. Not many people look up here. I think you could hide up here for the end of the game, maybe. Probably force him to cap or something. I don't know. Yeah, but we find him. We spot him. And let's go and deal with it. Now, he has a bit of a look-see to see if artillery's spotting him, or pointing his way by using his zoom out mod. Unfortunately, the artillery goes dark, and our GW Panther takes him out. Not a bad effort. Not a bad effort. Let's have a little bit of a look at the post-game stats then, see how he actually did. In a nutshell, he did pretty frickin' awesome. 165,000 credits on a ×2. Unfortunately, you can't see it up at the top there. 165,000 credits. And 5,384 experience. Now, it's premium tanks, that's not a massive issue, but it will go well to training the crew up. Yeah, he got the sniper medal. I can't remember what that medal's actually called, that one next to the sniper medal. I think it's patrol duty and Confederate. Not a bad effort in a bloody heavy tank, eh? Yeah, he fired 30 rounds or 30 shells, 28 direct hits, 27 penetrations for a total of 6,297 damage. Yeah, he spotted 10 enemies, damaged 12. He nearly damaged everybody in the enemy team. That's awesome. He made a clear profit of 158,000 credits. It only cost him for those 30 shots 7,650 credits. That's pretty good economy for a premium tank. Your T-34, for example, the shells cost 1,000 credits each, if not more. But they're not that expensive. Yeah, base experience of 1,795. Twice that of anybody on his team. Pretty damn good effort as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, definitely worth a look. FCM 50t then. Is it a viable option? if you can play like Lord Link, then definitely. He's basically given me a few tips for my fast mediums on that particular map anyway. Even if, I'm not being funny, if I'm on El Halluf, if I go to his position and I still die in the first 2 minutes, I would rather die in the first 2 minutes on that map than piss around having a sniping match for the next God knows how long. So Lord Link, thank you very much, mate. You've given me another idea, and for artillery as well. Yeah, so there's another option for your money, guys. If you want a tier 8 medium, or tier 8 heavy, sorry, use it as a medium tank if you like medium tank gameplay. That might be the thing for you if you're going up the French line. Personally, I wouldn't choose this tank if you haven't got any French tanks, if you're not interested in going up the French heavy line. But then again, if you're an auto loader, if you like your auto loaders and you're going up that line, might be an idea to invest in one to try and train up your crews. So there you go. Cool. Right, as far as I'm concerned, guys, I've got nothing else for you. Hope you enjoyed that as much as best I could with the garage review. My Watt viewer is still broken. I'm still trying to fix it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I will get round to it eventually. But as far as I'm concerned, guys, that's me signing off. Take care of yourself, guys. Bye now.